everyone, Josh here with X's, and it's been a minute. I know we haven't done a video, at least I have not done a video on either of our channels in quite some time. So this is going to be a lot of excitement for me, a lot of jitters. I'm definitely going to be a little bit rusty, so bear with me. But today we're going to be looking at the global first impressions for Assault Lily Last Bullet W. This is based on an anime. I believe this game has been out in JP for 2 or 3 years. I do believe. Now, I don't have a whole lot of information when it comes to like what's the top units, what's the best team comps, what's the best farming practices, etc., etc. We're kind of figuring that out as we go along because there isn't really a massive community that's kind of been supporting or hyping this game up, which makes a lot of sense because, a lot of stuff has been kind of buried under all the hype from like Wuthering Waves, for example, that just recently dropped. So it is very understandable that this game has kind of just flew under the radar, which is fine. I love games that fly under the radar because sometimes you can find a hidden gem. Now, I will say before we get into the actual first impressions and do my overall grade out of 10 at the end, as we always do. And again, let me know what you guys and gals feel out of 10 based on what you see in today's video in the comment section below. As always, I'll be sure to try and read as many of those as possible. I definitely enjoy doing that for first impression videos. But the one big pet peeve that I do have is the UI feels very dated. It's very heavy. It's very clunky. It feels like when I'm trying to go in and out of different UI elements, trying to get to different sections of the game to, let's say I want to upgrade my characters, for example, or play around with my memories, which are basically this game's gear system and skill system, which is very unique in my opinion. It feels like it takes me a long time to get from A to B and then back to A again, when it shouldn't be. Modern day UI, it feels very fluid, very fast. This does not feel that way. So my biggest pet peeve by far, and if I was going to do any kind of like major negative towards this game, it would be, of course, the UI. The UI just, again, feels very, very slow. Like if I just want to like click here and go to strengthen and sell, for example, look, we have to go through a loading screen. Now, if I want to click to go back to the home screen, I'm in loading screen again. So we are in loading purgatory when it comes to UI. They really need to make that more fluid, more dynamic, and just feel less clunky and more modern overall because it is, again, terrible. Now, I don't want to sit there and complain about it ad nauseum. I just want to kind of get that out of the way early because you will notice that throughout the video. We are going to be going through a lot of that, loading this and loading that. But outside of that, for a game that flew under the radar, a game I wasn't really well aware of, wasn't hyped for because I didn't even know of its existence coming to global or anything like that. I never watched the anime. This is based on an anime. So if you have seen the anime and you know any of these characters and stuff like that, let me know in the comment section below. Now, this is a gacha game. It is turn-based, but it's kind of unique in a way. Now, these are some of the banners that are currently up. I'm not going to go through all the UI elements or anything like that like I normally do in a first impression. I kind of want to focus mostly on the gameplay because I feel like it's a bit unique and I really want to kind of emphasize it in today's video. But this is the gacha system. Obviously, you can summon for different characters. Now, they call the characters in this game lilies. Now, you can get lilies and their memories if they are a 5-star. If they're 4-star or lower, you don't get the lilies with them. You just get the memory. You can take a 3-star all the way up to a 6-star through an evolution system, through the strengthening system, etc. You can do that, but more or less from what I'm discovering, the 3 stars are mostly fodder in this game to feed in to skill up your memories. Now, as I said earlier, memories in this game work in kind of like a hybrid role because not only are memories giving you stats that work kind of like gear and you have to equip them, and certain lilies can equip certain types of memories, you also use those memories as actual skills when in battle, kind of like if you were using a deck of cards. These skills come in at random outside of the essential one that you get in your very first slot. So it's very cool that these memories that you can actually summon for in these banners have more than just one purpose. They serve multiple purposes. And again, if you pull a 5-star, you're also going to be getting a lily attached to it if it is a new character. And your lilies kind of work as your leader in your team. And we'll get more into that when we get into the gameplay. But I kind of just wanted to quickly address that there is a gacha system. The rates are 3%, which is very good for 5-star in this day and age where a lot of games are like 1% or even 0.5%. In some circumstances, so it is nice to see 3%. You can feed 4 dupes in to max limit break the memory. which is good. So you only need to pull 5 times. You got to pull the initial copy and then the 4 dupes. They also have other premium items in the game that you can get through various events and doing, you know, various quests or achievements that will actually allow you to get free dupes that you can use as well. Like, they're kind of universal dupes that you can use for anything that's 5-star or better. So that's really nice. So I just kind of want to touch on that for a moment before we get into the gameplay. But we'll go over all this other stuff in other videos. Our boy Gurky is, you know, already at task making some videos for us here, covering some other aspects of the game, some little neat tips and tricks that we've already discovered playing the game. And as you can see, I am ranked 51, so I've already been playing for the past day. Sorry I got this video out late. I kind of passed out after grinding for so long, but we got pretty far. Let's go ahead and get into the actual battle. Let's show you guys some of the gameplay here, because this is what you guys and gals came to see. Now, there are 6 different game modes that I've seen so far. There's main battle, which is like your story mode, which has a normal and a hard difficulty, 17 chapters, I believe. Event battle, this is where you're going to be doing all your event-based battles that they have when they drop events. You can also, at some stages, even do multiplayer co-op. There is co-op in this game through the Legion system, which is their guilds in this game, which is really, really cool. Me and Gurky have already tried that out. It's a lot of fun, and it's real-time co-op as well, which means me and Gurky are actually interacting with each other within the game, in the fight, with our own skills and everything live. It's not one of those, oh, just go grab a friend and use their AI in your team. No, this is true co-op that's available in this game, and they're going to be expanding more on that when they add more options for multi-battles, multiplayer battle, and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But event battle right now, you know, you're going to be doing the current event right now, which is Lucky Girl solo event, which I've been farming on quite a bit. It's available for another 13 days. And then our dailies, you have all these different daily dungeons, which of course I've already done. There are 7 of them. You can do those daily. We also have these key dungeons, which I've not gotten a key yet. These are very, very premium, high-end resources right here for these keys. So that's probably going to be something that you're not going to do as often unless you are spending money to buy additional keys. But we have that, and then we have the gigantic, huge battle, whatever you want to call it. I'm not entirely sure what that is yet. I've not been able to play around with that. Or Legendary Battle. Legendary Battle is also a event-based mode that is not currently available yet. It's not open, so I'm not sure what that fully entails yet. I'm assuming it might be some boss battle or something like that. If I go back and look at some of the JP footage, I'm sure I can kind of discover what some of these other modes are, and they might even add future modes as well. Legion Battle, of course, we already talked about. This is where you're going to be going in with your guildmates, and you're going to be doing some guild-based boss fights, as well as guild wars, or legion wars, if you will, that are also on a schedule throughout the week that you can do, I think, 2 or 3 times. So that's going to be a lot of fun when we can get into all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into a main battle. Let's just go to any little area here. Let's go. So currently, let me show you one that I'm actually not able to beat yet, at least not on auto. I'm not even strong enough. I don't even have enough CP for this. And we're going to go into team comps and how to build up your team and everything. We've learned a lot already in one day. Me and Gurky are pros at this. We know how to handle this stuff and get down there and find out all the juicy information as quickly as possible. We're seasoned vets. We've been doing this for a long time with hundreds of games, so this will be no problem. But let's go ahead and jump in. And you see here that you got various drop rewards. And by the way, this game is very generous, especially early on when it comes to giving you rewards. I mean, they're giving you tons of 5 stars. They're giving you a whole bunch of different resources, materials. The shop isn't too overly priced, especially if you're a spender. And they have a lot of good freebies that they give you throughout story mode and stuff, where you're getting 4-star and even 5-star memories, which are also, of course, going to be new lilies as well. So this is our current team setup. We are 84,191 CP or BP or BR, whatever you want to call it. It's basically your battle power, your total team battle power. And then you have your support lilies down here. I haven't unlocked that 3rd slot yet on the supports, but we will at some point. But this is our current team. So let's go to the formation real quick. Let's talk about the team setup real quick before we get into the actual battle. So now, when you first start the game, you will not have this option. You will not be able to have two lilies going at once. What's happening here is we have our main lily, which is our character here, the girl with the green hair. And you can change it up and select one of your other lilies. My favorite lily right now is her, the Wong Yugia, or however you say her name, Joyful Special Outfit, because she has a defense break on her ability, which is very nice if I want to run a more tanky build. If I'm doing like co-op, for example, or if I even want to run her in like support role or something. And then I have my pink-haired girl here. She gives attack all to my entire team and can stack up to 4 times before the period of the buff is over. So she's really good when you're trying to run a very aggro heavy team. So I like both those units right now as lilies. I'm just experimenting with a lot of different lilies right now, seeing kind of what I like and what fits my playstyle better. But we'll get into more of that when we do team building. So you have your lily there. Your lily has all their stats, stuff like that down here, combined from all the memories that you have equipped. Your charms, which works like your main weapon that you're going to equip to your character. And then you have your orders, which are additional special abilities that you're going to be using in-game mana or Magi or Magi or whatever you want to call it to, again, cast those within battle. These work like additional skills, like more powerful skills and abilities that you can use on top of your memoria, which are your memories, which act as gear and skills. Now, you can equip 20 of these to your character, which is absolutely crazy. Now, you do have a cap cost here, which I have yet to get anywhere close to ever hitting that, so I don't even know if that's even possible. Maybe if you whale out and you get everything completely maxed out, maybe you can hit that. I'm not sure, but I have not had any problems hitting the max cost for your skills and your gear or whatever you want to call them at this point. So anyway, so we have 20 of those equipped. Now these act as your skills, your gear stats, and obviously, you know, just as equipables. So it's like they just doing multiple roles here. And again, if you pull one of these 5 stars, these natural 5 stars, if it's new, it'll also come with that lily, the character that you see in the actual memory, the artwork. You'll also get that character. So that's a lot of fun. And you're going to have these new lilies. You're going to have these new powerful abilities and skills that you can use within battle. And of course, increase stats. Now you can evolve these. You can level them up. You can limit break them, etc., etc. There's a lot of different things that you can do with these. And you can equip 20 in your main slot. Now, when you get further in the game and you're able to unlock your support character as well, now you can run a secondary lily that will also have the ability to go up to 20 slots as well. So that's crazy. So now you're basically running 2 teams in one. But when you first start the game, you will only have access to the initial lily. You won't access the second one until much later in story when you get further along and do your achievements and stuff like that. So definitely keep pushing that story. They can also have their charm weapon as well. They can also have their set of orders that you can equip. So you're essentially going to be building 2 teams in one. I like to build a tanky team and a more offensive team. That way I'm not overlapping or running out of memorias that I need, because otherwise I'd have to build up like 30 or 40 or whatever of DPS based skills instead of just building up half DPS and half tanky ones. And you definitely want to have some support skills in your arsenal as well, because you want to be able to heal up your characters, because these bosses will hit pretty hard. And it's also going to be beneficial when you're doing things with co-op inside your legions, because you're going to be facing some really strong enemies that have lots of HP and do a ton of damage. So you're going to want to have a good mix of offensive and defensive capabilities. So that is essentially what's going on there. But again, we'll go more into team building and how to do all of that in another video. As going on, I want to just touch on it as quickly as I can. I know a lot of you are probably confused and you're like, mind is blown. And you're like, what are you talking about, Josh? What do you mean they're doing this and this and this and this? Well, you'll see now. Let's go to a battle. Let's go to a battle and show you. I don't know why I just left that menu. I don't know why. Now, we're probably going to lose this fight, but it's still going to be a good, showcase of kind of what you can do in the game. So let's go and load this up. You can use skip tickets. You can even auto it and stuff like that after you've cleared it for 3 stars. Alright, so let me go and turn auto off, because there is an auto and there's a 2x speed. So these are the enemies. You can see that the enemies are fire. They're fire element. And we have skills that are 3 different elements right now. Actually, you can have light and dark as well, but most of them are going to be fire, water, and wind, as I call it. Or you can just call it earth. It's green in here. I mean, it is what it is. It's like Pokemon. But you can use your abilities. My characters are just mopping the floor with these waves for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and pop one of our skills off. You know, that's a buff skill. This would be a heal skill. This would be another, buff or debuff skill. We're not running the offensive build right now. So as you can see, none of our skills are offensive oriented. These are all like healing and debuffing and buffing, okay? But our support characters and our team are able to do offensive capabilities, and it's enough to take the boss out. So this is, again, what I mean by having a good blend of offensive and defensive abilities in your team when you're able to access having 2 lilies at once, opposed to just having the one. Because your lilies, depending on what lily you choose, it is basically going to dictate what type of skills that you can equip. Because if you have an offensive character, you can only run offensive-based skills. If you have a support lily, you can only run support-based skills. So as you can see here, my lily right now is a support-based lily, so all my skills that I can use right now, actively, down here with my memories, are all going to be support-based. So if I want to swap her out for a more offensive lily, now my abilities will all have to be the offensive one. So that's, again, you want to have a nice blend of both, because you're going to be using both and utilize them in different various content in the game. But you can see here you have your MP, and then it'll tell you the cost of the skill. Like the first skill here is 16, it's going to cost 16, and they're going to go back up. Now if you switch over here to your orders, you can now cast your orders and activate them. They're going to cost you 50 of your mana or MP or whatever you want to call it. We also have the rare skill here, that of course is what your main lily will be able to use. Again, I like the pink-haired girl because she gives me like extreme offensive capabilities for my team, and then I also like the other girl because she gives me a defense break, which can be very helpful when taking down strong enemies that have high defense. Now, this game does utilize defense and special defense and attack and special attack. So there is a mixed bag for both of those, so keep that in mind. I'm actually kind of surprised of how well we're actually clearing these stages right now. This is actually working out pretty well. This team seems to be working out pretty good. Better than expected. I did tweak it quite a bit before I started the video, so I guess the changes were needed and they're doing well. But, again, you're getting them, more or less you're getting the idea of how this game operates. Now, you can turn off 2x speed if you want to kind of slow it down and see what's going on. Now, you can long press as well on the skill to see exactly what it does. The only thing I will say in battle that is a bit annoying, actually it's a couple things, is I can't see exactly what these stacks of debuffs and buffs are actually doing to both my characters and the enemies. I actually want to see the percentages without me having to sit there and do runs over and over and over again and do the math myself. And another thing too is when you do use an ability, like this for example, it says massively increases SP attack of one ally. How much is that increasing? Is it 10%, 50%, 100%? So this is starting to give me like Dokkan battle flashbacks where I had to sit there and do the math and realize what massive does, what greatly does, what just a standard amount does. Like, what are the percentages on that? Now, when I figure that all out, I'll definitely make a guide, perhaps, or we'll do like an Excel document or something. I don't know. We'll do something to kind of display what all those numbers mean when we actually sit down and do the math. But it is a bit annoying that it's just not readily available. We're going to just put it on auto and let it finish it off. Now, if you do die, you can use gems to revive or just stay dead and then try and go back in at a later time when you're stronger. So keep that in mind. But if you do die on one of these stages and revive and then still complete it, you're not going to get a 3-star clear because one of the 3-star requirements is to stay alive. So keep that all in mind. But more or less, guys, this is pretty much the game in a nutshell when it comes to actual gameplay. We'll get more in depth with different things as we figure new and improved things out, different ways to go about clearing different types of content, especially harder content that you're going to be doing more hands-on and manualing. And again, the co-op in this is actually very, very good. I was very surprised that there was live co-op for the Legion battles and future multiplayer events that they'll have as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, this is my first impression. Overall, I give this game a 7 out of 10. It's very solid. It's under the radar. It's not a hugely overhyped title, so my expectations going in were very low, so I was very pleasantly surprised of all the things that they actually have available. There are a few things that they need to tweak on, especially the UI, maybe show some of our stats and stuff like that in battle would be very helpful when it comes to team building and getting over certain types of obstacles with harder content, all that good stuff and more. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. I've rambled on long enough. I wish you all well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check notifications, join us in the Discord in the description below. As always, until next time, peace.